Hey guys, I'm Max from Old English Outfitters. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Taurus GX4 Strike. Now, Taurus did send this to us under an NDA for review. We've been shooting it for a while. It's a pretty nice gun, but really we're just kind of specifically looking at the PDW aspect of this. We've covered the GX4 a couple of times before, but really we're just looking at this complete package here that we've got today. I'm sure you're familiar with the PDW as a concept. You take a pistol, you want to make it more accurate, more shootable, but you still want it to be a compact package without going to something like a PCC or a subgun. So you've got two options for that. You either take something like a full pistol, Glock 19, throw it into a Roni chassis, or you get something like a 320 Flux Raider, or what this is kind of closer to, a B&T USW, where it's one gun, you have a PDW specific frame, and it's a complete thing out of the box. At its core, this is still a Taurus GX4, specifically a GX4 carry. So you do have that 3.7 inch barrel on there, but it does have a frame made by Strike Industries specifically for this. So with that, you get a Picatinny mount on the back here, and it does have a Strike Industries folding brace. The other nice thing that you get with that is some QD mounts right here, so you can throw a single point sling on there if you want to, but realistically you can change this out to whatever you want down the line. Since this is a PDW, you kind of want to be able to manipulate it a little bit differently than a regular pistol, so Taurus actually included a charging handle built into the back plate here, so you can pretty easily charge the firearm. The other nice thing with this, you actually are getting a threaded barrel from the factory. So previously for the GX4, you had to get a third-party threaded barrel. That wasn't the greatest thing. You couldn't just buy one from the factory. I believe it was Lakeline was the only place making them. This one does come threaded, so you can put a suppressor on it right out of the box, run it really quietly. We have the Huxworks Rad 9 on here. We have it specifically in the short configuration. Really, any short suppressor like this is going to be at home on here. The whole idea of this is you want a compact platform, so a short can is going to perform perfectly on here. Because it's a GX4 carry and you have your Taurus optics ready option, Toro is what they call it, you are able to put a red dot on here from the factory. It's going to take a couple different red dots. Mainly, we've got the Vortex Defender on here right now, but anything that's small, like your carry-sized optic, is going to go right on there. This thing is going to take apart pretty much the exact same as a regular Taurus GX4, so there's nothing crazy there. The trigger isn't any different. It's going to take all the same magazines that you can use on the GX4 carry, so those 15 round magazines will work fine. We mentioned the folding brace on here. This brace locks open and shut, so you can't just grab it and rip it open. You do have to actually unlock it and then fold it into the open position, but that is reversible, so you can fold it left and right. The charging handle that's in that back plate is also reversible as well, so you can manipulate this left or right-handed depending on how you want to set it up. This thing shot pretty well. I'm gonna be honest with you, we did have a couple of stoppages at the beginning there. Just the gun needed broken in, to be honest with you. It was hanging up kind of the last couple rounds in the magazine, but we shot it more, started working fine after that. It even ran fine with subsonic ammo, which is an awesome thing. If you're gonna put a threaded barrel on here, it better run good with subsonic so you can shoot suppressed and be really quiet with it. But recoil is not terrible. Anytime you're gonna add a third point of contact to the gun, it's gonna be a lot more controllable. Not so much the GX4 carry, but a lot of these smaller guns, they tend to be pretty snappy. But this is really controllable as it is with that brace on there. So the only thing I didn't really like about this, specifically when it comes to folding the brace, folding and unfolding it, they have this cutout right here, right where you'd want to put your thumb to be able to manipulate this, because you do have to kind of pull up with your left hand or right hand, whatever. Your four fingers here need to pull up on that, and you want to put your thumb right here, right in front of that hinge. But they have this cut, which I don't necessarily think needs to be there. It doesn't seem like there's going to be any clearance issue with the slide. It just kind of gets in the way having it right there. Well, you can't really put as much pressure as you want onto it. One interesting thing that we noticed on here that we're not really sure what the plan is in the future for it, they have this slot right in front of the trigger guard here. It's kind of seems like it's set up for the not a vertical forward grip, kind of like what's on the Flux Raider. So potentially you're going to have an option to have a second magazine on board right here. We're not entirely sure on that, but looking at it, that's what it's intended for. We'll have to see. This is a modular pistol. The Taurus GX4 that has a fire control unit, kind of like a SIG P320 or 365 that does come out of the frame. So theoretically, if you have an existing Taurus GX4, you can go ahead and take your FCU out, take your slide off and everything, purchase one of these Strike Industry frames separately, reassemble it, and you'll have a complete PDW ready to go. We're not sure if that's going to be available, when that's going to be available, but it does seem like it's going to be set up that way. It would make sense for them to do that. We'll just have to see what happens. So guys, that is the Taurus GX4 Strike. It's a really nice gun. We had a great time shooting this. Again, we did have a little bit of hiccups along the way, but it cleared up. We just shot it some more and seemed to break in fine. Really nice pistol. We really think this is going to be a big hit for Taurus. It's kind of outside of their normal ball game, so it should be pretty good for them. If you guys are interested, check us out on social media. We're going to have everything linked in the description, so if you want to follow us on there, you certainly can. Until next time, I'm Maximal English Outfitters.